Welcome back, everybody, to the Westlake Hornets Teambuilder Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. As today, Westlake heads out to Seattle, Washington to take on the Washington Huskies. This is going to be a fun one. Probably Westlake's biggest game of the year. As you can see, they have moved back into number one with UCLA's loss this past week against Colorado. So the Hornets are now 8-0 overall. Undefeated in conference as well. Washington only has one in-conference loss, so obviously this is a very big game for both sides, considering they are in the same Pac-12 division. Last week, Westlake was outstanding. They beat the Oregon Ducks 48-16. The offense really clicked. The defense forced 4 turnovers, and Westlake really played well. In this game today, obviously we have 2 of the 5 best teams in college football. I expect it to be a defensive battle. This might be the 2 best defenses in college football. Obviously, you have all seen firsthand how good Westlake's has been with the pass rush and the sacks. Washington's has been really good too, so let's get this one underway. Obviously, Westlake has had the QB battle going on this entire season between a pair of true freshmen in Anthony Cortez III and CeCe Vaughn. AC3 has outplayed Vaughn, but CeCe Vaughn has kept steady in this battle. Well, going forward, Anthony Cortez will be getting the reins at quarterback permanently. So he will now play the entire game pending injury or benching. CeCe Vaughn will not leave the program yet since Westlake doesn't have a backup, but assuming nothing changes in the QB battle and AC3 is the guy long term, I imagine Vaughn will transfer at the end of the year. So look at this. First play from scrimmage. It's a big one. 42 yards for Lance Graham. Not an ideal start for Westlake's defense. I was just gassing them up. The Hornets' run defense is not outstanding. Their run defense last year was a lot better. David Robinson, the quarterback, loses 7, sacked by Jabari Achabe, the true freshman pass rusher, who's obviously had an incredible season. He's been one of the big reasons why this defense has been as good as it is. 3rd and 6 now for the Huskies. Robinson, under more pressure, breaks the sack from Big Tuna, but is still brought down by the redshirt freshman Noel Payne. It's pretty incredible that Westlake has 10 underclassmen starting on defense, yet this defense is so good. It's really hard to believe. I would not have expected them to be this elite at the beginning of the season, as Washington makes the kick right down the middle. The Huskies are on the board first. They lead it 3-0. So we have an EA Sports Studio update. Army squeaks past Air Force 23-21. Army already has 2 losses, but they could be a potential national championship team if the Pac-12 absolutely implodes, because the Pac-12 does have 4 of the top 5 teams currently. Sparks loses 4 on that play. Brandon Ray brings him down. Obviously, Anthony Cortez is going to get to play the whole game, assuming he doesn't get hurt or he's not terrible. This will give him more of an opportunity to play freely. I feel like he's been so conservative. He has not thrown an interception yet because he's tried to avoid being aggressive. But now that he's won the job, I think he has more free reign, and he's going to try to make a few more big plays as he runs for a first down right there. Obviously, this offense is still going to be geared around Isaiah Sparks, but I'm really excited to see what AC3 does for the rest of his season. 3rd and 10, the pass is broken up. Cortez was trying to go deep there for Maurice Rogers, and Washington will get the football back an early 3rd down as it's 3rd and 3. Here's David Robinson, not to be confused with the NBA Hall of Famer, connects with Pedro Estes for a gain of 18 yards and a Washington first down. Following play, Robinson keeps it himself, but he's dragged to the backfield for a loss of 2. The sophomore Winston Johnson brings him down. Johnson's been a little bit disappointing this season, but he has played better as the season's gone along, and he still has 2 more years of eligibility. He still has a lot of room to grow. 2nd and 12, Robinson this time is pummeled down to the ground by Russell Ingram Jr. Ingram's been the only disappointing player on this defense this year. He has still not recorded a sack this entire season, which is pretty crazy, but he does have 11 tackles for loss. He has been active in the run game. 3rd and 16. Robinson surveying the field, gonna take a shot, and it's intercepted by Joe Lilly. Lilly with his 5th interception of the year. He has been incredible. When QBs try to throw his way, it usually does not end well for the offense. Either an incompletion or an interception. That pass was just underthrown, and Lilly, who has excellent ball skills, makes a really nice play. Joe Lilly is a redshirt sophomore, and I think if you're Westlake, you have to be nervous about the possibility of him declaring for the draft next year because he's one of the best players on this football team. Cortez on first down, going to take a shot way overthrowing Cassius Troy. Troy burned his defender. As I said, though, AC3 trying to be a little bit more aggressive. We've not seen a ton of deep shots from him. Maybe his deep accuracy just isn't all that good. 2nd and 10. Sparks cuts to the outside for a gain of 15. That was a really nice tackle, though, by the defender. Probably would have been a gain of, like, over 25 yards had the defender not got him on the shoestring tackle. 2nd and 1. Anthony Cortez going to look to throw it. Launches a strike. What a catch by Tegan Moon for a gain of 26. I think Tegan Moon's been the most consistent receiver on this team, in my opinion. Westlake has not really had that alpha receiver with, A, the difference in quarterback play all year with both AC3 and CC Vaughn, and B, more focus on running the ball, and Isaiah Sparks, who is obviously still the Heisman Trophy favorite. 2nd and 11, Cortez going to try to run with it, and he is sacked for a loss of 3, and AC3 is down on the field. He is hurt. That's Kenny Peterson with the sack. I figured CC Vaughn was going to get another opportunity, even though he's probably not going to be the starting quarterback long term. At least he'll get a few more throws to see what he's about. 3rd and 14, Vaughn looking to pass it, and he really makes most of his opportunity. Intercepted by Morton, so Westlake turns it over. They had really good field position that drive, but it's all for nothing. CC Vaughn had more interceptions in that one pass than Anthony Cortez has had in the first 8 games of the year. That tells you all you need to know. CC Vaughn's a really good player, but he just makes more mistakes than Anthony Cortez, and that's why the Hornets are rocking with AC3 going forward. Quarter number 1 in the books. I told you it would be a defensive battle. Currently 3-0. 2nd and 4. Here's Graham again with a nice run. Westlake having a little trouble bringing him down as he gets 14 yards. Hot start for Lance Graham. He already has 71 yards on just 4 carries in this game. Following play now, it's going to be an option. Robinson keeps it. He fools Noel Payne. Breaks a tackle and is brought down past midfield for a gain of 14 yards. Washington's rushing attack looking really good on this drive. 1st down. Robinson is pummeled to the ground. Michael Hopkins, the redshirt freshman corner, brings him down. What a hit. Robinson's certainly going to be feeling that one when he wakes up tomorrow. 2nd and 18. Handoff for Graham, and he fumbles the ball. Lou Burt's-Roy, the Spokane, Washington native, forces and recovers it. What a hit by the true freshman Lou Burt's-Roy. He has all his family and friends at this game. Spokane not too far away from Seattle, and he is making the most of his return home. Let's look at this replay again. Bang, what a hit. Not only did he force the fumble, but he also picked up his own fumble. Just an incredible play for Lou Burt's-Roy. Westlake starts with great field position. As you can see, Anthony Cortez is back in the game. His injury was very minor as he connects with Lamar Gallagher for a gain of 21 yards. Gallagher's had a pretty nice year as the starting tight end. I've got to give him credit. 2nd and goal. Short pass for Isaiah Sparks. He will back juke the defender into the end zone for a Westlake touchdown. What a move after the catch by Isaiah Sparks, his 3rd receiving touchdown of the year to go along with his 20 rushing touchdowns, obviously hence why he is currently the Heisman favorite, making a very nice move there. Sparks had a nice game last week against Oregon. He's been quiet so far today, though, other than that play. Washington's defense has done a good job keying in on him. 7-3 now your score, 3rd and 11. Robinson looking to throw it under pressure, and it's incomplete. I believe that was Russell Ingram Jr. who sent the pressure. Westlake's coverage was great on that play, and the Hornets are going to start the drive with plus field position nearing the 50-yard line. It's 1st down. Looks like it's going to be an option. A late toss for Isaiah Sparks. Sparks has blocks. There goes Sparks down the field, juking his way out of bounds for a gain of 15. Westlake as a team now has over 2,000 rushing yards this season, and I know Isaiah Sparks is the headline name in this backfield, but Westlake has a lot of guys who have contributed to that mark. Obviously, Matt Miller's been great. Tazwell Hubbard, Irving Porter. Cortez on 3rd and 3. I don't know why he threw it. He had the easy 1st down on the ground. I mean, the play worked. To be fair, it was a 1st down, gain of 12 for Cassius Troy, but he could have easily ran for a 1st down. It's not a big deal. I guess it's just nitpicking. 3rd and 4 now for the Hornets. They are in field goal range as Cortez going to look to throw it. He scrambles, and he will be sacked. Brought down on the play by Matt Hill. That was a poor pass blocking attempt from the left tackle, Amir Logan. 4th and 10. Here's the field goal unit. Zebediah Phoenix drills it Right down the middle, ZP2 has been great these past few weeks. Obviously, it's been a very up-and-down season for Zebediah Phoenix II, but he has made his last 6 field goals after starting the season 6 for 12. I think it's fair to say the Zebediah Phoenix, who was elite last year, is back. 2nd and 10, 2 minutes to go in the first half. What a move by the former Ogden High alum. It's Nathan Barrett for a gain of 16 yards. 2nd and 3 now for the Huskies. They are now down by 7. Westlake's biggest lead of the day. Robinson looking to throw it under a ton of pressure. He connects with Brown, who is hit very hard by Florentino Phoenix, but still a nice gain of 14 yards for the change of pace back, Will Brown. 3rd and 2. Back to Graham. He will run for the first down, getting around 10. And Washington is getting very close to the end zone. 2nd and 6 for the Huskies. 1:15 to go now here in the first half. Back to Graham. He has blocks and is into the end zone for a Washington Husky touchdown. We're tied at 10. The Huskies finally find the end zone, and Lance Graham has been great this entire first half. You also have to give credit to the offensive line. Washington's pass blocking today has been very bad, but their run blocking has been very good. 10 apiece. The minute to go in the first half. First down, Anthony Cortez is going to look to throw it. He's not going to throw it. He has open rushing room. And will gain around 14 yards, pushed out of bounds. That does stop the clock. 2nd and 7 now. Just under a minute in the first half as AC3 going to scramble with it. Cortez going to take a shot downfield, and it's caught to around the 15 for Kadarius Franklin. He gets 44. I told you AC3 is going to be throwing more deep balls. That one was on the money for a huge Westlake first down, and it looks like the Hornets should score and take the lead on this drive, pending a turnover or something absolutely wild. Down to 40 seconds now. Cortez going to look to throw it, and he will find an open man. Cassius Troy, who does a nice job separating himself from the corner. Troy will get the touchdown, and the Westlake Hornets are back on top. As Troy started the year off slow, but he has played a lot better as the year has gone along. Probably going to be one of the first few receivers off the board in this year's upcoming NFL draft. Certainly going to be a first rounder. So now it's 17 to 10. Washington trying to do something on this drive, but that play is not going to be a good starter. Graham loses 4 on the screen. Gordon Waters-Key, a true freshman, brings him down. It looks like Washington's not really going to try on this drive. They're going to run one more play, and I think they're going to regret it. Robinson is sacked for a loss of 6 by Brandon Ralph, and that will conclude half number 1. Westlake leads 17 to 10. It's been a tough, hard-fought battle so far, but the Hornets offense has figured it out after a slow start. AC3 has been solid. He hasn't been great, but I'd say he's been fairly good. Early 3rd and 4 here for the Hornets to open up the second half as Cortez, with a smart decision to toss it to Tazewell Hubbard. Cortez took a beating on that play, but it works out as Hubbard, who had a 47-yard touchdown last week in the win against Oregon, gets 9. First down, Sparks gets the handoff, but he's going nowhere. Very poor blocking there as Isaiah Sparks loses 3. And now it's 3rd and 13. Sparks just had a quiet game other than that touchdown still. Cortez scrambling with it. He's just going to try to heave it up, and he actually almost got it. Incomplete, however, so Washington gets a big stop to open up the second half. They needed that, and they get it. Good field position early on this possession is on 2nd and 2. David Robinson going to run for around 10 yards. That's good enough for Husky first down. So far, so good in the third quarter for Washington. Following play, David Robinson. He will connect with Estes, who will find the end zone despite getting mauled as he ran in from Justin Graves. Pedro Estes on the wheel route. He faked out the safety, Shanera Budga. That was poor coverage by Budga, who has had a great year. He had an interception last week. But even the best players make bad plays. So now we're tied at 17 with 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. This is still anyone's game. 3rd and 6. Cortez going to run with it. He didn't get it. He tried to back juke the defender, and to be fair, it worked. But another defender was able to quickly bring him down. So now it's 4th and inches at the 35. And Westlake's going to go for it. They're going to be gutsy. And they only get a yard, but that's all they need. The fullback dive for JaFrederick Hill is a success. Hill forced a fumble on punt coverage last week. And now he gets a big conversion. But immediately after, we have a turnover. Anthony Cortez throws his first career interception. Butler is the one who gets it for Washington. I thought AC3 was going to go the whole year without throwing an interception, but it looks like that won't be the case, as he was trying to get it to Lamar Gallagher, but underthrew him. And Travis Butler with a great play. Not a great start to the third quarter for Anthony Cortez. As on 3rd and 9, Robinson heaves it up for Tim Marshall, who gets 30. Joe Lilly tried to play the ball there, and usually when he does that, it pays off. That time it did not. He should have just played for receiver. Now Washington has it near the goal line, as on 2nd and 4, Lance Graham will get his second touchdown of the game, and the Washington Huskies have the lead with under a minute to go in the third quarter. I don't think Westlake has had a one-score game all year. They've been dominant, but not today. 6-1 UCF having some trouble finishing off Florida Atlantic. The Knights are up 35-31 as that fourth quarter just started. So it looks like a good one there in Central Florida. And we've got a good one here up in the other side of the country. 3rd and 2 to end the third quarter. It's a nice gain of 14 for Matt Miller. He had the best game of his career last week. Miller's barely gotten the ball today, though, which is odd. Third quarter in the books. Washington puts up 14 unanswered in that quarter. And Westlake is down 24-17. And C.C. Vaughn is in the game. Yes, Anthony Cortez got injured again. So we will monitor that. C.C. Vaughn's pass is incomplete there, trying to get it to Matt Miller. But if AC3 is actually seriously injured, C.C. Vaughn might get an opportunity to potentially win the game for Westlake. Good punt there for Mike Jenkins as Washington starts at the 11-yard line. So that's where they will start with the lead and the ball, and Westlake being without their starting quarterback. As on first down, Robinson keeps it on the option. Joe Lilly makes a bad play there, and Robinson gets a nice play before being brought down by Brandon Ralph, who's had a very nice game today, one of the best of his career. Following play, another read option, and another nice play for Robinson, who fumbles it, but it's picked up by Graham. So Anthony Cortez has been diagnosed with back spasms. He's done for the day, and he might be out next week. So this game falls in the shoulders of C.C. Vaughn, who was benched, essentially, before today's game. Now he's going to have to be the one who wins it for Westlake. Robinson goes for another read option. That time it does not work as Lubert's Roy brings him down. Just under 6 minutes to go. 2nd and 13 for the Huskies. Robinson looking to throw it, and he is sacked. Brandon Ralph with his second of the game. Another nice play for Ralph, who has been all over the field today in that nickel corner position. And now it is 3rd and long for Washington. If they can get a first down here, that would be absolutely gigantic. And they're just going to run the ball. Don't really get this call as Lance Graham only gets 2. A quick tackle from Lubert's Roy. So Westlake has it down by 7 with just under 5 minutes to go. Can C.C. Vaughn, who has played well this year, but just not well enough to be the starter, can he be the one to drive down the field and potentially tie the game? As that pass is a nice one for Kadarius Franklin, his former high school teammate, getting a first down. Now we're down to 3.5 minutes now. 2nd and 2 for the Hornets. Vaughn scrambling to the right side. He's going to run for a first down and more. Vaughn runs out of bounds, but not before gaining 20. Westlake in the red zone. A very successful drive so far from number 8, C.C. Vaughn. As on 1st and goal, it's a toss to the right side for Isaiah Sparks, who will score. Isaiah Sparks has gotten at least 1 rushing touchdown in every game this season. And Westlake ties it with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. That is plenty of time for Washington to do some damage. Colorado is currently losing to BYU, by the way. If you're a Hornets fan, you are rooting for BYU. I know Westlake and BYU are big-time rivals, but Westlake needs Colorado to lose, especially if the Hornets end up losing this game, which is a very realistic possibility. 2.5 to go, 24 apiece. What can Washington do? Going to start with a screen here for Lance Graham. Look at that block by 65. Florentino Phoenix got absolutely mauled, and Lance Graham with a massive gain on the very first play of the drive. You want to set the tone in this possession, and that's exactly what Washington did there. 1st and 10, back to Graham. He makes a nice cut. Lance Graham down the field, tackled inside the 10. So I think Washington is moving very quickly, but on the bright side for Westlake, Washington did not take off many time. 2nd and goal, Robinson is stopped. And we do have an injury on the field. Lance Graham is hurt. That's not good news for the Huskies, as he's being helped off the field. But now it's 3rd and goal. Biggest play of the game. Can Westlake's defense get a stop? As it's going to be a handoff for Brown, and he will score the touchdown. Will Brown will take the lead for Washington. 31-24. Westlake has a minute and a half now to drive down the field and potentially tie the game up. What does C.C. Vaughn have in store? Isaiah Sparks will receive the kick return. Sparks cuts to the left side. There he goes. Still alive, and he's going to be brought down at around the 46. So Westlake is starting with very good field position, but remember, a field goal does nothing here. Westlake needs a touchdown. Nothing less. Can C.C. Vaughn do it? Westlake has all 3 timeouts, as after one play, the Hornets have already wasted around 30 seconds of clock. Short throw for Irving Porter. He gets the first down, so a nice gain of 7. 2nd and 8. Westlake still is not calling their timeouts, and now we're down to under 40 seconds to go. Vaughn looking to throw a very risky throw, and it's caught by Cassius Troy. The linebacker, 55, could have made a play on that, as Troy gets 14, and Westlake is still letting this clock go. They are not using their timeouts, and now we have under 30 seconds to go. Vaughn on first down, scrambling. He's going to go short again for Troy, who gets the first down. Westlake immediately calls timeout. The Hornets have done a very bad job of managing the clock on this possession, but on the bright side, they do have 2 timeouts, so they have enough time to score a touchdown, but can they do it? First down, Vaughn connects with Teagan Moon. Is he in? Yes, he is. Touchdown, Westlake, and the Hornets tie it with 14 seconds to go. So Anthony Cortez coming off a shaky 3rd quarter. He gets hurt. C.C. Vaughn comes in and has 2 touchdown scoring drives to tie the game up for Westlake. Maybe we need to reconsider if AC3 is the long-term starter. Zebediah Phoenix makes the extra point, and we are now tied at 31 with 14 seconds. You know, Washington does have all 3 timeouts, so, you know, hypothetically, if they get a big play, they could win this game in regulation. They start with good field position, a very nice return, but Matt Hill took a while to get down, so that does take some time off the clock. And now there's only 8 seconds left to go here, so they're going to need like a deep pass or something, and then hope they're in field goal range. Instead, it's a screen for Brown, who does not get much. He actually loses 2. Noel Payne brings him down, so 2nd and 12 with 3 seconds left. You could either just kneel the clock, not risk it, or take a shot downfield, and it looks like Washington is in Hail Mary formation, and that's what they're going to do. David Robinson heaves up a prayer, and Washington could have made a play there, but they do not. We are going to overtime for the first time this season. Last time Westlake played in overtime was last year against UCLA. The Hornets ended up losing that game. Their only loss of the season. So the Hornets are going to choose tails, because tails never fails. They win the toss, and Westlake will start on defense. So the Hornets picked tails both times today, and it ended up being tails both times. Hashtag surprise. Washington will start the ball. Remember, both offenses will get an opportunity in this first overtime, and this is a really good start. Will Brown with a big gain of around 18 yards. Also, the clock is not running since both teams started at 25. Each team has 1 timeout, although I don't really know why they would have to use it other than to, like, maybe regroup or something like that. Robinson is sacked. A huge play for Lou Burts-Roy, who's been outstanding today. Certainly impressing in his home state, and now it's 3rd and goal for the Huskies. If Westlake can get a stop here, that would be ginormous. Robinson hands it off for Will Brown. He stumbles to around the 4. So Washington could go for it here if they really wanted to get risky with it. Are they going to do that? They're not. They're going to play it safe and kick the field goal to give themselves the lead. The kick is good. Washington now leads 34-31. As we have another EA Sports Studio update, Colorado loses. That's very good news for Westlake. Also, by the way, UCLA currently beating Boise State 14-7. I'm surprised Boise State's only 3-4, considering how good their quarterback, Leo Uwangale, is. So here's the situation for Westlake. If they don't score on this possession, they lose. If they get a field goal, we head to another overtime, and if they score a touchdown, then it's game over. As Sparks with a big run to open up OT, he gets 17. That's how you start things off. Westlake just has to keep feeding Sparks the ball, and they should be fine. First and goal now for the Hornets. Back to Isaiah Sparks. Can he end it? Not quite, but he's awfully close. Tackle at the 1. Westlake is getting very close to getting what would be probably their biggest win of the season and definitely their closest. Second and goal. Sparks, the dagger. Westlake wins it. 37-34 in overtime, your final. What a game this was. Isaiah Sparks with another hat trick. He had 3 touchdowns today, 2 rushing, 1 receiving. Wow. That was certainly no shortage of craziness. So, of course, the day that we end the QB battle is when the new starter, Anthony Cortez, gets hurt. Cortez did not play well in this game. He was adequate. I wouldn't say he was bad, but he wasn't great. CeCe Vaughn comes in, leads 2 touchdown scoring drives in the 4th quarter, and I can't really give him credit for overtime because Isaiah Sparks got the ball every play. But if Anthony Cortez stayed in the game and he never got hurt, maybe Westlake doesn't win. So maybe the Hornets have to reconsider what they do with the starting quarterback. Certainly an emotional win. You need emotional wins on your schedule. Westlake is beaten up on everybody, but now they actually get to experience some adversity, which is good for the young guys because there are a lot of young guys getting meaningful playing time on this team. With Anthony Cortez's questionable injury status, it's good news that Westlake has a bye week next week, and then they will play the Air Force Falcons. Hope everybody enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.